that the Greeks did not have a concept of creation. Aristotle was one of the greatest minds in human history, and he couldn't figure out creation. He felt that the universe was eternal. Okay, so first of all, they have creation, but then with the coming of Christianity, St. John goes back and unites the Hebrew and Greek traditions and does a second form of Genesis when he says, in the beginning, there was Logos. In other words, there was always order, there was always rationality. There was never a time when there was nothing. Okay, and then he says, and Logos was with God, which is a completely mysterious sentence. I have no idea what that means until you read the next sentence, and then it says, and Logos was God. In other words, Logos is God. Okay, so now those are the three sentences that changed the course of human history. Because up to that time, you had people trying to think things through on their own. And they reached an impasse. The greatest achievement was the Greeks, the early Greeks, and they reached an impasse where basically Aristotle contradicted Plato, and that was the end of philosophy as we know it. But Christianity comes, and suddenly everything gets resurrected. That contradiction gets resolved with those three sentences. Because now Logos, the Greeks had no idea that there was creation. They had an idea that there was an order to the universe, but they didn't know how it got there. And so Plato proposed a demiurge, and Aristotle proposed the unmoved mover, and they were contradictory. The Trinity, and what we're talking about with those three sentences is the Trinity. So the Logos is God, but he's with God at the same time. How can you be God and with God at the same time? Well, the answer is the Trinity. In other words, there are three persons in one God. God the Father begat God the Son. He didn't create God the Son. This was the mistake of Philo of Alexandria and a lot of other people at that time. He begat God the Son, which means he's on the same level. You are the same level as your father, but your father came before you. And so there's a difference here. Okay. And then the two of them are in love. God is love. Love is the relationship here. And out of that love, the third person proceeds. The Holy Spirit proceeds from God the Father and God the Son. And that is that now resolves all of these issues and explains how Logos is part of this world.